I'm going to take it back. I mean, it's moving almost north-northeast.
Okay.
It looks like it'll go west of Frederick, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it does. So you folks in Frederick, you're fine, it looks like. We think it's going to go west through northwest of town. So again, if you live west of Frederick, if you're watching us right now, lowest level, center part of the house, right? Let's keep this thing going here. And this thing is going to continue to make its way off to the northeast, and again, at nearly 40. Let's go to Brandon Pennell. He's now coming into the clearing here. And Brandon, have you back in. There's your shot. What do you think? I certainly don't see anything on the ground in that shot. And tell us what we're looking at here as you look off. It's going to be just to your west. Brandon, it's going to be pretty close to where you are right now on Highway 5.
Yeah, David, that's right. So we're watching the wind surge back to the north. In all reality, we can't even really make out where the tornado would be. Everything is so low and grungy, even though we're coming out into the sun. This thing's racing off to the northeast, so we're going to have to turn around and go back into Frederick and get back up on the south side of it. I still think there's a lot of interaction going on, and that's why it's not clear and it's kind of muddy right now, so to speak. So we're going to bust a U-turn, go back into Frederick, and then go north and stay right up underneath this thing as it moves off to the north-northeast. Back to you.
Okay. All right. Nice job. And you're exactly right. Okay. That's his shot, and there's no tornado on the ground. He can see that much for sure. All right, let's go back to
David,
Links 1. Go ahead.
On Links 3, just it being Memorial Day weekend, there's a lot of lakes in that path, so I do have a storm track for those lakes. It's going northeast at 35 miles an hour, but you can see all the different lakes that are kind of in the path of that storm.
Yeah, nice job. And also, and I get it, it's that weekend, but we've been talking about today all week long. So if you're out, if you're at an area lake, or your friends or family are at an area lake, it's late afternoon, it's late May, and we've had a busy couple of months. We've had a busy week. So if you have friends and family down here in Comanche County, all the different lakes here over to Marlow and Duncan, and even, all of southwestern Oklahoma, anybody that's on a lake that's camping out on a trailer or a tent, whatever, surely they know. But if they don't, give them heads up. Hey, you got to start plugging in and paying attention. You obviously cannot ride out any of this type of weather in a tent or a mobile home or a travel trailer or anything like that, a camper. It's not going to work, not today. All right, so the storm down to the south over Loveland that's headed towards Chattanooga and Geronimo and Lawton, it's just severe right now, but it's a supercell. It's a little bit disorganized right now, but I think it's going to get its act together as it makes its way off to the northeast. But right now, this is the only tornado warning that we have currently. And again, Tom is up here coming in from the west, right? He's going to come in on the back side of this. And what does Tom's storm look like, by the way? Guys, just curious here. Let's go back to Links. Let's stay with that, I guess.
You want Links 1?
Real quick here. Manitou, 431. Let's say Indiahoma, 457. Lake Latonka, 525. Apache, 546. And Surreal at about 6 o'clock. And Fort Cobb Lake, okay, at about 6 o'clock. So this whole mess is making its way to the northeast up towards Oklahoma City, okay? So it's going to come into the metro. This will make it into Oklahoma City. And Cassie, on the next update, let's go back to Links 1. On the next update, let's do a storm track and bring that whole blob north and east right up I-44 and give the folks here in Oklahoma City a timeline on that. So this big storm here, it's a supercell, but it's not crazy right now. It's definitely spinning, but it's certainly not off the charts. Tom's right there, and yeah, there's just not really anything tight or too crazy in here. And if you're thinking, man, these storms don't look like, the classic big hook and all that going on. Not yet. They don't yet. And they're in their beginning stages of life. And like I said, there's a lot of interaction going on between storm 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And they're kind of like, impeding on each other. They're competing for fuel and for all that humidity and all that moisture. All right, so this is, again, now rolling through Frederick. Winds in excess. What do we have on wind speeds here, guys?
I had 65, close to 70.
Okay.
As far as winds go. And the hook is really disorganized right now as far as the tornado threat.
It is. Okay, there's Manitou.
75 now, 76.
76. Okay, so let's back out just to show places to the north. So wind field of, 60 to 80 miles per hour right here west of Lake Frederick. Is it going to go over the lake? How close is it? Yeah, they're going to get the wind. What are they going to get?
Yeah, that was 70, 75 maybe.
Yeah, okay. So, again, area lakes down here, Lake Frederick, get ready. Here comes winds of 70. And there it's going to Indiahoma. There it's going to Cache. There it's going to Latonka. And then Lake Latonka. And then from there it's going to Apache. You know what I mean? It's just going to keep riding up I-44. All right. Okay, so again, all severe in the southwest. There's one tornado warning, still watching it now, northwest of Frederick, and racing northeast at nearly 40 miles per hour. Hail sizes have come up, and radar was pointing at, gosh, nearly baseballs. Now we're down some to golf balls, the tennis ball.
And that hook really started to develop and become well-defined. We got baseballs indicated quickly.
Yeah, it did, and now it's kind of come down just a bit. Okay, so let's back out of this. Let's talk about, just kind of go to, stay with Links 1, give it the radar view here, just kind of give us a wide view. Here's Oklahoma City. I want to point out, little thunderstorm, or well, shower, tried to go up here, still struggling here. Marty's on storms in the Panhandle. They're going to make their way into Beaver County. I see Marty shot right now. He has this storm, but it's not organized yet, but that's going to go up into Beaver County, and what we're counting on is that we still think we're going to get a couple of storms to develop down here where Val is and make their way east-northeast, okay, into the metro.
David, that track is ready for the metro.
Okay, let's take a look at that on Links 2 and Links 3, excuse me. And again, this is, here we go, Edmond, Oklahoma City, Norman, Purcell. And here are these severe storms down here. As long as they stay together, we're going to be better off. We can still get tornadoes out of these, but as long as they stay as this big blob like this is good. This is good, but it's still certainly a long way from being over. But we'll bring this northeast, Lawton at 5 o'clock, and we're at 4:20, and then they're moving quickly. Duncan at 5:28, Chickasha 5:53, Moore at 6:42, Norman 6:43. How about Tinker Air Force Base at 6:54, and Edmond at about 7 o'clock. So let's just say, talking about the Southwest Metro at about 6:30, the North Metro at about 7 o'clock, okay? From there to there, all right? So you have some time, but you don't have 3 or 4 hours because the speed of these storms riding up into, again, central Oklahoma. All right, so that's what's happening right now with these. So the tornado warning continues with this cell. And I want to point out here, let's do a quick jump. Let's jump into northwestern Oklahoma. And I'm going to talk about what's going up here. We're not going to ignore our friends. Links 1 control room. And
the latest data brings us across Harper County, David.
Yeah, it's going to come out of the Panhandle here. And you folks north of Ralston, Buffalo, Laverne, you're still in that tornado threat, even up here for sure. Let's go to Marty. Let's bring Marty's shot in. And Marty's getting back in position. And Marty, you had your shot up. I know you were getting back in position. Your shot was really, really impressive there a minute ago up in Laverne. So give us an update, Marty, as you look back to your west and southwest. A little bit of cyclonic shear developing now. Go ahead. Andrew.
We're headed up north to Knowles area. There's the base of it, and it's expanded quite a bit in the last half hour, 40 minutes. A few more storms gathering up, but it headed up towards Beaver, so we're going to move on up north here and get another look at it. Back to you.
Marty, I'll tell you, just by looking at that, I was telling the weather team, I know it's a small storm, but it's an impressive storm. When I look at this, a couple of things I see the left tilt going up, and I know you're thinking, well, what does that mean? Well, it's falling over, and this whole thing it's kind of V-notch right here. That, to me, is a storm to watch. I know it's not very big, but that's a storm to watch up in Harper County, okay? Buffalo, Ralston, Laverne, do not let this thing go, okay? And I know it's way up here in northwestern Oklahoma, but all of our friends and farmers and family up here, watch this storm. A couple of clouds, feeder bands trying to develop. It's a small storm, but small storms produce tornadoes. And the way the atmosphere is set up today, they certainly could fairly easy. Okay, let's keep going back down south here. And let's talk about what's going on. Again, nothing in Oklahoma City right now. We have Brandon Wells, again, coming into Orienta. We have Bob Roloff. He's up here as well. Jeremy, here's Val. And Lacey's talking about here the cloud tops, Lace. And what do we have, 60?
Yeah, I was looking to see if there's anything out in western Oklahoma, just making sure that wasn't showing up on radar yet.
Yeah.
But nothing,
that thing
no
right there.
blips as of yet. So.
And it struggled for sure. Okay, 30,000 feet, but that little cell there. Turn on, let's go back to radar here and see what it looks like now.
The tallest storm's already at 65,000 feet, David.
Yeah, 65.
There you go, and that one's still struggling. The shower north of Mangum.
It's still struggling. All right, so everything here, again, sliding northeast at 40, tornado warning. Now it continues. For you folks now, it's going to be north and east of Frederick, where Brandon is. Let's go back to Brandon Pennell and get an update from Brandon. And let's bring him back in here. Brandon, we have your shot up. I know you're getting back in position. And Brandon, we see a lot of wind. We see damaging winds. your storm is a little bit disorganized compared to what it was just a few minutes ago. But it's still, don't get me wrong, it's still a big, big storm capable of large hail and tornadoes and all the above. So give us an update as you make your way off to the east and northeast. Go ahead.
Okay, David, so we're going to be north of Frederick, headed up towards Manitou. One thing that we noticed is when we were coming into Frederick, we could definitely see the lowering back to the west. But that storm from the south, as it surged in, I mean, totally disrupted all of the low-level organization that it had. As we're moving off to the north and trying to look back off to the east, there's so much rain. This is HP. The visibility is extremely low at the moment just because there's so much interaction going on. I really, to tell you the truth, can't even make out where the base would be from my location right now. So you're going to have to be right underneath it to be able to even see or make out any definition in the cloud base right now. So we're going to get up to Manitou, and then we're going to blast east on a paved county road because the road network down here is pretty bad. So probably, another 5 to 10 minutes again while this thing is going through an organizational stage. Right now we're getting winds out of the east at probably 45 to 50 off the backside of the storm as we're going north. Back to you.
Okay. All right. Nice job. So Brandon Pendle down there on that tornado warning, looking right at it. And right now we're just at the beginning of this event with big storms in the southwest and no tornadoes yet. We've had that tornado warning still in effect right now. And we'll see if these storms separate. Looks like there is some separation going on, which is what we don't want. We want these storms to stay together, but that often doesn't happen. This is what we did a couple of days ago, and they separate, and you get a big bad storm, 1 or 2 or 3, and you have big problems, right? But this is one individual supercell. Tom is on that, and Tom is going to be keeping his way farther east and farther north. Andrew, make sure that Tom knows to stay on that northern storm. Make sure he's well aware of that. I know he is. I just want to make sure that he stays with that storm as it makes its way into Kiowa County and makes its way to the north up towards Cooperton. It's lifting almost due north, but this is still a supercell. It's not extremely organized, but it is still spinning. And winds in here with that storm, 50 to 60, maybe some 70 coming in here west of Snyder now. And is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just keep me posted on him. I just want to make sure we keep this thing going north. Andrew, he can go up 54 if he wants. Okay, so Val's making his way down, and he'll make his way east. We'll get Val coming in from the north on this. All right, so if you're just now joining us, we have 1, 2, 3 large storms down in southwestern Oklahoma. And again, these are all rotating thunderstorms. We have the one tornado warning in effect. It's going to be now north and east of Frederick. And Brandon's right there. This is going to head towards Cache and Mount Scott. We'll get a storm track on there here in just a second. And what's Marty's storm doing up there, guys? Anything crazy on that? Anything?
It's still strengthening.
Yeah, getting stronger for sure.
It's strengthening, every scan. We'll see. There's so many cells at once. We'll see how much they merge into one.
Yeah, that's going to be a big storm.
Bigger storm. But yeah, the cores are coming up now, just north of Marty.
Yeah, and there's cyclonic shear developing right here. A little bit of a dip going on. So Marty's got a lowering. I see his shot, and we'll see what he does. Good thing about this for Oklahoma, that right now this is going to ramp up and go into Kansas, and it's going to be a big problem for them. But we got to make sure this thing doesn't come up and hug the border and then make its way off to the east and give us problems. But this thing it's becoming severe right now, and it is rotating. Okay, so Harper County heads up from that. All right, let's get back south. Not tornadic yet, but it's going to go there. Okay, it'll probably end up going there. All right, hail continues to come up and kind of back out. Let me see where Val is right now. And
Cordell.
Val is in Cordell. All right, zoom in on Val. Let me see what his road options are here. He's in, okay. All right, so he's going to drop south. Okay, let's go to Val. I need to talk to him real quick. Andrew, let's bring Val in. And Val Castor, you're hot. And I know you're looking off to your south. You might want to drop south to Rocky and then make your way back to the east, whatever you're thinking there, so you can get ahead of this thing. What do you think looking off to your south? What's that storm look to you visually like? Go ahead. Do we have Val?
Yeah, can you hear me, David?
Yeah, go ahead, Val. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, there's a shot. If you could see that on our shot, can you see the back edge of that storm? That's crazy. That is a strong That is explosive updraft right there that you're looking at on the backside of that storm. That's a monster storm. So right now we're going south. We're trying to figure out the best way to turn east. We probably need to go east a ways and get out ahead of it and drop south on it. So we are south of Cordell, about 4 or 5 miles. I think we're going to turn east up here and try to get on that storm as it moves up more towards central Oklahoma eventually. But yeah, a big storm.
Okay. All right.
On the back.
Hey, Val, and also just so you know, Val, your shot is really, really hot. It's really, really hot. I know you're going in and out of light and all that, but it looks like you got snow falling in there from time to time. So just keep that in mind right now. It looks better now, but when you had us on that shot there, it was pretty white, pretty light. Okay, Val, get south and then get back east. Okay, let's go to Lynx 1, and again, we'll see what we have. We might have a split here going on. We'll see if we do. This thing is, it's severe, right? Winds in here 60 to maybe 70. It's going to Godibo. This thing is moving off to the north-northeast at roughly, 35 to 40 miles per hour. And this storm down here is moving more northeast, right? Really kind of going to make its way right up I-44 into the city. And then the other storm down here where Hank is, it's north of Granfield, and it's going to make its way east-northeast towards Walter. So storms are moving much, much quicker than what we had the other day. And Cass, if we can get another storm track on this big...
That is ready on 3, and right now I actually have it moving at 45. It looks like it's kind of picking up some speed.
Okay, let's go.
That northern end is definitely moving almost due north.
Due north.
Yeah, so it's going to be hard to do it in one track, obviously. But
yeah. And so I tell you what, after we do this, Cass, let's do another one here on this thing here. It's going to Colony and Hinton. It's going to go... Okay, but anyway, so this big mess here is making its way northeast. We have the 1 tornado warning in effect. It's going to Lawton at 4:45. It's going to Chickasha at 5:30, folks. It's moving. Purcell, 6 o'clock. Moore at about 6:10, 6:15. And Norman at about the same time, 6 o'clock, 6:15. Downtown Oklahoma City, 6:17. Edmond at about 6:33. Shawnee at about 7 o'clock. And Seminole at about 7 o'clock as well. So all 3 of these big storms will make their way into central Oklahoma. This one might try to go a little bit to the north, up towards Carnegie and Binger and Hinton and Colony here. Let's see. Well,
I'm going to have to adjust it.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to Lynx 1 while she does that. And okay, so winds again from Mountain Park to Snyder, Indiahoma, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds here. And that's pretty close to Tom. And let's go back to Tom here and get an update from Tom Pastrano. Why do I not? Okay, there's a shot. Tom, what do you think? Give us an update on your wind that you have right now. Anything going on? I know you're making your way back to the east and then back north on that storm. Go ahead.
Yeah, right now I'm on 54 going north, and I don't have any wind here, but I know due to radar I can see it behind me. This left split, it did have 50 to 60 knot-hour winds just probably about 15 minutes ago as we passed through it. So it definitely has wind, and it had nickel-size hail, but I bet you that hail core has increased as it's moved north. So right now I'm just kind of going north with it, and kind of it looks like also just to my northwest, maybe another storm has formed. I'm also looking at that. It's kind of rapidly intensified, so we're definitely keeping an eye on everything all around us. Back to you.
Tom, you are exactly right. And I would say it was a split, but I'm not sure that it is a split. It looks like it might be another storm developing, and you got it. It's going to be just west of you. Is that a split? Let's go back to Lynx 1, and then Tom, one to your west, and then obviously one to your northwest. Go ahead, Tom. What were you adding?
Yeah, it doesn't look like a split. It actually looks like it might be on the boundary that these storms have created. So, and I can also see kind of a lowering to my west. So this one definitely is one to watch. Back to you.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So we have several storms, again, going up down here. And these are big storms. I mean, winds 70, 80 miles per hour.
And David, I just saw a report of just north of Roosevelt, baseball-size hail.
Okay, so there we go. So we were talking about today, big hail. So north of Roosevelt, there from Cassie Hyder, baseball-size hail north of Roosevelt. So this storm is producing, and that's going to Godibo. Gargantuan hail, baseballs. Go ahead.
Yeah, that track is ready when you need it.
All right, let's do it. Let's go back to Lynx 3. And, yeah, let's see here. Yeah, it's expanding north. Cassie, go ahead and put Fort Cobb in it. Yeah, slide it just slightly east to include Fort Cobb.
You're going to turn it a lot further east to get the town of Fort Cobb.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know it's doing this, but I think it's eventually going to get pulled. It's eventually going to get pulled a little further north and east. Okay, let's go back to links 1 and all right. So this is now coming into south of Gotebo. Big hail in this, and we have this storm here. Val's coming in from the north. He's going to be on top of this thing here in just a few minutes. And let's see. So we have this cell here. And looking for any rotation in this storm. I don't see any right now. A little bit of shear here on the back side of this, right where it should be. A little bit of shear here. This is a much smaller storm down here that Tom is on. And then, again, Val's coming in from the north. Here's Tom Pastrano. Brandon's right here on the back side of this, making his way to the northeast. And Hank's down here. And I'll tell you what. Let's go to Vaughn, Castor. Let's bring in Vaughn. And he's on Highway 7 east of Pumpkin Center. And let's bring in Vaughn Castor. Andrew, let's bring in Vaughn and get an update from him. Vaughn, here's the deal. Let's just just stay with this thing. I want you to ride it up I-44. Let's see what it does. You know, it's a big mess to your west, but I think we'll end up with a couple of bigger storms in here doing whatever they're going to do. But Vaughn, what do you think looking back at your west right now?
Yeah, David, we're going to kind of see what this does, whether it splits into 2 storms or if this all just combines to one big one. I'm just east of Lawton. Looking back to the west here, can't see a whole lot because of all the cloud cover between me and the storm. But we're definitely, it's getting its act together, I think, right now. And so as soon as it does, we're going to be on top of it and follow it all the way. Back to you.
Yeah, nice job. So Vaughn, again, is a little farther east. That's looking back towards the west. He's in Marlow and Duncan. Look back towards the west, right over Lawton, right into that storm. And we have kind of what we do is we get trackers on the storms when they're moving so quickly. That's why not everybody is all in the same spot. We've got trackers fanned out, and we leapfrog people as these storms go on. So in case somebody is left behind, we have somebody downstream, right? And all the storms. Somebody's lined up downstream. Somebody's lined up downstream to keep this going with these storms as they make their way to the northeast. Okay, back to links 1. And here's what we have with this big cluster of severe storms in southwestern Oklahoma, running from Kiowa County into Caddo County, down all through Comanche, western Comanche County, and down into Cotton County right now. And there they are, the whole line, accelerating, moving northeast rather quickly, and really quickly, right? It's still 35 to 40. There's kind of a northern push on this, and then the other big storm down here now coming into Lawton. What are the hill sizes down here? This one we know has produced baseball-size hail, right? And right now, we're not showing that. We were earlier, and this one was producing some big hail. So hail sizes might have come down a little bit. There's your hail tracks, and you can see the hail pass.
Yeah, we had golf balls near Hobart.
Okay.
58-mile-an-hour wind gust near Tipton.
Okay.
So that would have been about 10 minutes ago that nearly 60-mile-an-hour wind gust happened.
Yeah.
And no tornado warnings right now, so there's no tight circulation with any of it at the moment. It's like they're all trying to organize. The hail core just came up south of Gotebo.
Yeah, the storm to the west looks a little more impressive. I'll say that for sure. And there might be something trying to develop now southwest of Cooperton. Let's go to velocity here. Let's see what this is. This is a little bit interesting here. Nothing tight. Nothing tight. And shear rate, no, nothing tight. Okay. So again, a cluster of severe storms, rotating supercells, making their way again northeast at nearly 45. Did you say 45 earlier?
Yeah, Cassie's at 45.
Yeah. Folks, these are going to be into and through the metro the way they're going right now. I mean, they are hauling. They are hauling northeast and east. All right, let's jump a little farther south here and talk about, and then we'll do a storm track. We have Hank down here, and Hank's watching this. Let me see what this storm looks like. Yeah, it's disorganized too right now. It's certainly not, oh boy. It's like, okay, hang on.
Yeah, they went up. They were isolated. They were very clear supercells with almost little hooks trying to form on them, and now they're just kind of clusters.
Yeah, yeah, they certainly are as they make their way off to the east-northeast. All right, so no tornado warnings in effect. And I tell you what, let's go back to our trackers here. Let's go back to Marty Logan, get an update from Marty. He's in northwestern Oklahoma. And Marty, your storms continue to get better and better organized. Let's go back up here and get an update from you. Tell me what you think. What do you see? Go ahead, Marty.
Well, this thing is moving towards us. There's no way to get in behind it right now. We got on highway up here just north of the storm in east-west roads. So we're waiting on this to come on up, and I'm going to have to jog back to the east a little bit, watch it comes over us. Getting a lot of heavy rain right now out here in the Panhandle, Beaver County. We're between Knowles. In fact, we are right next to Knowles, I believe. So we're watching this as it comes up. Back to you.
Okay, nice job, Marty. So Marty, again, up into Beaver County on a big storm here. There's his shot. Rain-free base on the left. Okay, this is the beginning of the mezzo here. We've got like 2 or 3, really 3 storms up here getting organized. Let's go to Links 1. And this is what Marty's looking at right here. And that's his shot. Okay, but between Beaver and Knowles, getting organized, getting a little bit better organized. It's going to make its way, though. But like I said, this is going to turn into a big storm. Probably will produce a tornado as it gets into Kansas. Might do it before that, though, in Oklahoma, because it is coming up fast right now. Again, making its way off to the northeast. So big hail, quarters, golf ball size hail now, just southwest of Knowles, and with that big hook. Big hail, big wind, and a little bit of a hook, a little bit of an inflow notch right in here, but nothing crazy, okay? Nothing crazy with that. All right, so we're watching that. Marty's there. A little shower near Arnett we're watching. Is that real?
Let's see. That's what I was just looking at.
Let's make sure and see what that looks like. Maybe look at satellite, too, see if you have a plume on it.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Yes, it is.
Okay, that's real. Okay.
So another new shower by Lipscomb.
Okay. Andrew, do me a favor. Get Brandon Wells westbound and down on 412. Okay. Have him go west. Okay, so this is beginning to pop. We'll see what it does. And here's the deal. It might go up and go away. I don't care. We want people on every one of these showers. If they go away, fine. No harm, no foul. We call it a day. But when this thing is going up like this, we got to watch this because of the environment today is set to get big storms, big hail, big wind, and certainly tornadoes, right? We all know that. We've been talking about this, again, all week long. And again, just a reminder today, if you haven't downloaded the News 9 app, it'll tell you if the storm is rotating, it's getting close to you, even before you have a tornado warning, and whether, we issue one, I'm talking about here. So just kind of keep that in mind. And if you're going to be out and about this afternoon into this evening, nowhere to go. Just don't unplug. That's all I'm asking you. You can unplug for a little bit, but just have the phone kind of over here, the TV on, and do your thing. I know it's a big holiday weekend. A lot of folks are out and about, playing outside, doing whatever. Weddings this weekend, I get it. Weddings, there's a lot going on. Graduation parties, I get it. All right, Marty's storm continues to get better organized in the northwest. A little shower near Arnett. We're watching that. Let's go a little farther south now.
Well, just real quick, David, I was going to tell you the latest data still brings the forecast data.
Go ahead.
Marty's storm through Harper County up along the Oklahoma-Kansas border, and it just hugs the border at times, dipping down south and going back up, rotating all the way basically to Arkansas. So just focus in northern Oklahoma. I know you talked about that.
Yeah, and it certainly could. I mean, it's right now it's trying to lift into Kansas, but if it becomes so big, it'll like she said, it'll hug the border, and we've got problems in Oklahoma. Let's turn on Bob. Let me see where Bob is right now.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have him turned on.
No, I don't. There he is.
Okay, Bob's here. Okay, I tell you what. For now, let's keep Bob going to Canton.
Okay.
And let's take Brandon. Andrew, let's take Brandon. I want him to go north.
Wells.
Brandon Wells.
I got you.
I don't want Frederick Brandon to go to the Kansas border. We want Brandon Wells to go ahead and head up north and start watching this storm here, okay? So let's get him going north. Let's keep Bob down here in Blaine County. I like Bob in Blaine County. Okay.
Had a 66-mile-an-hour wind gust at Hobart.
Okay, and also control room. I'm going to go to Jim Gardner coming up, so Jim can get in position. I know he's getting closer down here. Okay.
New cell going up southwest of Hollis.
Lacey, what's Jim's location right here? And Cassie,
She's working on it.
Okay, he's just southwest of Chickasha, Jen. He's southwest of Chickasha. Okay, Jim, we won't go to Jim yet. Let's get Jim here a little bit closer into this. So, Lace, one more time, talking about the storm coming out of.
Yeah, the storm. I was talking about a new storm southwest of Hollis going up, David. New shower north of Childress.
Okay.
Not a storm yet, but a shower going up there. Maybe it'll struggle.
Yeah. I mean, it's got
all
this.
all the boundaries feeding all different directions.
I mean, it will go up. The question is, what's it going to do when all this stable air hits it? because that's what we talked about earlier. There's a lot of storms down there.
And the Tillman County Emergency Manager reporting some damage to a barn.
Okay, wind damage.
Yes, we'll have to see that exact location. But
That's going to be wind damage down in Tillman County. Okay, we have Vaughn here, and we have Tom here. Val's to the north. Let's get an update from Val now. He's coming in hard and fast from the north. Val, the hail core is to your southeast. There's the updraft. Go ahead and give me an update, Val Castor.
Yeah, we are headed east. We're going to be running right through the middle, I think, of the hail core in just a minute. So far, all we're seeing is lightning, pretty stout-looking lightning here, but we have not seen any hail yet. We barely got some rain. Our wind right now is about 40. I'm going to say 40 from the southwest. Actually, straight south, about 40 miles an hour. There's dust blowing across the road right there in front of us. Okay, so now we're starting to get the wind is picking up. We just had a gust probably closer to 50, blowing a little bit of small debris around. I suspect it's going to get even stronger than this in a minute, and probably going to get hit with pretty big hail coming up. So we're driving through it right now. We'll let you know what we see. Back to you.
So Val, again, he's in a good spot. Nothing tornadic where he is, but this storm is getting better organized. I'll tell you that right now. It is coming up. It looks more impressive on radar. Val and Amy are right there, and this guy's like, no, there's Val Castor. Forget it. I'm heading home. I don't want to be in that hot mess.
change directions.
Huh?
Change directions.
Yeah,
real
Val's
quick.
going this way. I'm going to go that way. That's how you usually work, right? Because he'll find the hail.
Val
All right,
said
so
he's getting big hail starting to fall.
what's that?
Val said he's getting big
All right,
hail starting
let's
to
go
fall.
back to Val. And, man, he is just on the front lip of the hail core. There you go. Val, go ahead.
Hey,
Yep, go ahead.
look at the ditch. Look at the ditch here. I'm going to see the hail bouncing right there. There's not a lot of hail falling yet, but it's coming. I saw one big, there's one hit the windshield. I saw one big bomb explode in the road right there. I'm going to pull off the side so that we can get a steady shot. I'm looking on the road, and there's about tennis ball size hail laying on the road right now. But I think the biggest is yet to come. I think this is a left split, David. What do you think?
Say that again, Val. Go ahead. I'm sorry. One more time.
I think this is a left split. This storm right here.
Yeah.
The way it's behaving like a left split. Too.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like that on radar. There is another storm to your south, but it's much, much smaller. Your storm is definitely a bigger storm, and we can go back and look at radar here like you've done. And that's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, from when it started, it looks like a left split.
Yeah. Yeah, so, the odds of that. Say that again?
Yeah, I want to move down the road. I'm going to move down the road because I think the bigger hail is just east of us here.
It is. The biggest hail is going to be just east of Godibo. Big hail core. Let's turn on the hail here.
Well, it's underdone.
Not like I'm looking for it.
There are many days that the hail core is overdone, but if you look at it, David, the hail core is showing quarters. We know that's a lot bigger than quarters.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And Val, just keep going east with this because this storm is going to come into the West Metro for sure. It's coming into the West Metro.
Yeah, we saw a baseball land on the road just now, David. Pretty close to a baseball.
Okay, so just under baseball-size hail. Now on and east of Godibo. And then from there, there's your track. So, Cassie, there's your track. Let's just take this right on into the Cherokee Trading Post, Calumet. Let's go back to reflectivity here.
Okay.
And let's take this north. And, yeah, it's going to Weatherford. Weatherford to the east. It's going to slide in here. Go ahead, Andrew.
While we don't have any rain in Caddo County yet, Grady County rather, we've got lightning strikes coming out of the anvils on this that are 30 miles away from the precip.
Okay, so yeah, good point.
There's a lightning strike just a few miles south of Union City on Highway 81.
Oh my gosh. Wow. And we had some of that the other night you were talking about. So, we say, lightning, 10 to 15, 20 miles away. The anvils are so downstream and there's cold air aloft. There's so much going on. We're getting lightning strikes over 40 miles away down here near Union City. So you're thinking, we're out in the pool, we're at the lake, we're at Chickasha, we're at the lake, we're doing whatever. No lightning here. Folks, there's lightning coming out of this stuff that's 40 miles away. It doesn't do that every time, but it's kind of a unique deal, but it's happening. So, again, that would include, here in a little bit, that's going to include all the lakes in the metro.
Roger that.
Lake Thunderbird, and you're hot. and everybody else, again, as it comes in from the southwest. So just keep that in mind. We've got lightning again, 30 to 40 miles away from these storms. Okay. Okay, I see that. Okay, thank you, Jen. All right, let's go back to, do we have Jim?
Do you want to do that track?
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
We have Jim.
I don't see his shot. Do I see his shot anywhere? I still don't see it. Yeah, that's not it. Okay. Well, it's it, but it's not there. Jack, that shot's not up. Okay, so we have 1, 2. Tom's on this storm. Val's on this storm. And once again, this whole thing is pushing off to the northeast.
Do you see Val's shot?
Let's go to Val. Let's get an update quickly from Val Castor. And Val, you go ahead. You're hot. That's big hail. Go ahead. Give it. Man, look at that. Goodness,
That's
go
a
ahead.
Baseball, David. That's a baseball, and that's not the only one out there, too. There's a lot of golf balls between golf balls and baseballs laying in the grass right here in Godebo. So, man, they got hit. They got pounded hard. And this is not round either. This thing is jagged. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah. That would hurt. Just as a reference here.
Wow. Yeah, that's what you need to be drinking, are Monster drinks. That's a horrible.
It's half empty.
That's a horrible combination. But I'll buy you a 6-pack. I promise. I'll buy you a 6-pack of Monster drinks. All right. That is a large, very, very large hailstone. Okay. All right. Great job, Val. All right. So Val's going to keep with this thing. Folks, this is coming into the far west metro, okay? All right. It's not tornadic right now. It is a supercell. It is rotating, producing, again, big wind and big hail. Look at the hail still falling around him. Let's go back to Lynx 1 again and to give you an overview here. And Jen, we'll take that break coming up here in just a second.
Goodness.
Look at the hail here falling, folks. Lots of hail. All right, let's go back to Lynx 1, and let's kind of give you the overview. We've got a couple of showers here. Storms going up near Brandon. We have Marty Logan in the northwest on a couple of supercells up here that Marty's looking at that are getting better organized. Let's see what that looks like here just one more time.
Okay. Coming into Harper County.
Yep, coming into Harper County. It is severe. Okay, those storms are going to merge. We've got 3 different cells up here, cores. This all becomes one big core, and we got a new one popping up down here south of Beaver. So you folks in Harper County, you're going to get severe weather. It may be western and northern Harper County for now, but this thing is now developing a hook, and Marty's right there with the rain-free base looking right at it. All right, so no tornado warnings in effect. Let's back out of this. New cells going up near Arnett that Brandon Wells is going to be on here shortly, and also Bob. And let's go a little farther south. Let's jump back in here. These are headed towards the metro at 35 to 40 miles per hour. Folks, nothing tornadic right now. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
First 2 rounds with Grayson. Adam Shank was the 3rd member of that group on Thursday, Friday.
I'm Tom Cole, and I approve this message.
For Congress, President Trump says, Tom Cole has my complete and total endorsement. He says, as chairman of the powerful Appropriations Committee, Tom Cole is fighting hard to secure the border, stop migrant crime, and strengthen our military. Paul Bondar pretends to be endorsed by Donald Trump, just like he pretends to be an Oklahoman. Neither are true. Endorsed by President Trump, protecting Oklahoma, Tom Cole.
You've got to stop by and meet our best roofing inspector.
Companies are made the same. At Moxie, we pride ourselves on neighborly service. We respect your home and family. Moxie Pest Control pays close attention to detail by taking down spider webs and wasp nests around your entire home and treating all the small entry points. We take the time to eliminate your pests at the source by treating your yard during every service. And we do it all with a smile. Call Oklahoma